And we welcome you into New York, the city that never sleeps. Preseason basketball action as the New York Knicks host the Minnesota Timberwolves. We are at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, where for one fan making his first appearance at an NBA game. It's been a big day of basketball in New York. Just across the bridge at Barclays Center, the New York Liberty evening up the WNBA Finals at a game apiece. Breanna Stewart, 21 points as the Liberty came away with the victory. And we welcome you inside MSG alongside Doris Burke. I'm Michael Grady. Cassidy Hubbard joins us as well. All right, DB, let's talk about the Knicks. It is a new era in New York led by their pick-and-roll duo of Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns.
Different feel for the New York Knicks. Brunson off that historic season a year ago where he finished 5th in the MVP voting, Michael, and he carried a tremendous weight offensively. Well, welcome to the Garden Party, Karl-Anthony Towns. As gifted and skilled a big as there is in the league. Can he shoot threes? You bet he can, with great range. Can he finish close to the rim and punish a mismatch? Get the ball from Jalen off a bounce pass, face up and score if he needs to. He can do all of that. Big stage, big responsibility. Is he up to it?
He is a four-time All-Star. High hopes for him in New York. For more on Cat, let's send it over to Cassidy.
Thanks, Michael. Weird. That's how Karl-Anthony Towns told me he would feel playing against the Timberwolves for the first time in his career. He also said he was flabbergasted when he found out about the trade just days before training camp opened. He said the shock still hasn't worn off. He hasn't found a place to live yet, and really he's just taking the punches as they come. He also says he's still getting Timberwolves updates on his phone. It's just a confusing feeling. He did tell me that he has stayed in touch with Anthony Edwards, as their bond has been well documented. Cat called him his brother and said the two have shared a lot of fun trash talk over their years, but it's going to be awkward trash talking when we're not teammates. So guys, the New Jersey natives still adjusting to life as a Knick, but for both these teams, they're having to face these changes head on today.
All right, DB, let's talk about the Timberwolves. Fresh off an appearance in the Western Conference Finals. Make no mistake about it, this is Anthony Edwards' team, and his star power continues to grow.
As bright and gifted as there is in the league at that young age, and Anthony Edwards fresh off of that gold medal for the United States. And folks, gifted offensively, unbelievable footwork, athleticism, it's non-stop. You do not want to be on the receiving end when there's an athletic play to be made. As he goes, this team goes. His decision-making late game has got to take a step forward, but boy, he will let you hear about it.
Trash talker with the best of them. He's a highlight waiting to happen. Looking forward to this one. Let's send it back to the studio to Malika and Perk.
Karl-Anthony Towns on the move out of Minnesota.
At this stage in my career, the only thing that matters is winning.
Who's Carl? Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
You're talking about arguably the best shooting big man in history.
Whatever you did over there, come through it over here. We just want to win.
Welcome to NBA Sunday, presented by Popeyes. Sunset in New York City. Preseason basketball action. It's the Knicks and the Timberwolves. Time for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Popeyes. We begin with the Wolves. It's Dante DiVincenzo back here at MSG alongside Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, and Rudy Gobert. As for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns, his second preseason game here at the Garden. Two teams with high hopes of coming out of their respective conferences, and both teams to be a part of each other's story with the trade that we just highlighted.
It's incredible when you think about it, because the Wolves go to the Western Conference Finals with that double big lineup, something you're seeing more of late in the NBA. But believing that this trade was necessary and that the added playmaking and shooting of Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle will make them better. And the New York Knicks, you think about the bigs who played for Tom Thibodeau. It's rim protectors. Isaiah Hartenstein was a great passer, facing up at the free throw line, but now you get a very gifted pick and roll partner for Jalen Brunson. Their offense could be devastating.
We already saw glimpses of that in their last preseason game against the Wizards. Meanwhile, for the Timberwolves, no Julius Randle, not yet ready to play. Perhaps he will play in either the two last preseason games next week against Chicago and Denver, respectively.
He can't come into Madison Square Garden and have this be his first preseason game. Chris Finch knows better than that. Come on now. Julius Randle needs to be full go when this crowd welcomes him back.
Well, one thing's for sure, we were talking to him earlier, he is chomping at the bit to get back out there on the floor.
He is. And remember, he spent a season in New Orleans with Chris Finch. There is familiarity there. And Chris could not say enough good things about what Julius will do to elevate this offense.
Teammates a season ago, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert will jump it up on the center circle. Knicks win the tip, and we